Hello, this is Jax from Thrive Tribe Collaborative, and I'm here with
Jen from Juniper Rising.
And we're here to do a 2024 reading for the collective. We're going to go sign by sign. We're going to talk a little bit about some themes as well as some of the massive shifts that we're anticipating or feeling into for 2024.
Yeah, so let's start it off with Aries because you are the, what did you call them earlier, Jackson?
Fireballs.
Fireballs. All right, let's see, Aries. What can you expect coming in? It's quiet. Way too many. All right, Aries. What are you up to? All right, Aries, I feel like it's time to get outdoors. You may be feeling a bit like a homebody here with the Five of Pentacles. So there's an energy here of doing something new, perhaps even approaching something new. So this past year could have been really tiring, maybe even a lot to do with family because you do have the Five here. So a lot of challenges, obstacles, feeling like you're going it alone maybe at times. And the Page of Pentacles is all about reaching out, because in the Five, in traditional Rider-Waite, they're standing outside of a church feeling like they are somehow forgotten, that they can't go in, but really all they have to do is go in and ask for help. And the Page of Pentacles is reaching out, learning something new. Some of you may want to take a class or get a certification for the new year. That looks really promising. A lot of new beginnings in 2024, so it's kind of this like, okay, you are the change that you're seeking, so start to come out of your shell a little bit and really go for it, because you are Aries, right? You're the go-getter. And I feel like when you're more in that element, you're going to feel a lot more freedom.
I love that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like it's okay to be a novice too.
Yes.
Like it's alright to start something you've never done before, something brand new, as long as it lights you up.
Yeah.
All right, my beautiful Taurans. So, the bulls of the zodiac. Let's see what message we have for you. I'm just going to get one more because that card popped out. Those were the two. All right,
Yummy.
so Taurus, you've got two major arcana here. So this is like some big energy, big movement in your lives you may be experiencing. We've got the Magician and we've got the Death card. So when I see the Magician, it's all about you have all of the resources at your disposal as options for you to work with to create the reality that you so desire. So for Taurus and those with heavy Taurus placements, it may make a lot of sense at this time to tune into your words, tune into your actions. Like what are you speaking aloud? Because it's helping to co-create your reality. Be aware of the people you surround yourself with, the words that you surround yourself with, and that you are, in fact, able to manifest a new type of environment around yourself should you choose to. And even if you feel like you're not choosing such a change, you actually may be, with this Death card here being a card of transformation. We all go through these shifts, like a snake shedding its skin. This is part of our growth, part of why we're here is to evolve. And so surrendering to that natural evolution, surrendering to the fact that we shift within our connections, we shift within our environments, our jobs, even our schooling, and just allowing those new versions of self to be reborn. So that's what I got for you guys.
Really yummy. All right, let's get into Gemini. All right. One wanted to come out and didn't. Let's see what's going on, Gemini. There we go. Ooh.
Yes.
So I have a feeling we're going to be seeing the Death card a lot because that's Pluto energy,
Makes sense.
which we'll get into towards the end of this. But Gemini, you got a little bonus card here. I feel like the Four of Pentacles, you may be keeping some things close to you at this time, really saving your money, really focused on just your foundation, I feel. But your card is showing up as the Lovers, so you're I almost feel like you're on the verge of some kind of major breakthrough and transformation in how you show up in your own authenticity. Because when the Lover shows up, and when any card shows up and it represents your sign, it's you and your element, which is really, really good. But then you have the Death card here, which is major transformation. Just like Jax was saying, like the snake shedding its skin and becoming newer versions of ourselves from the things that we've evolved through lessons that we've learned. So it's almost, I'm getting this like slingshot vibe for you, where you're kind of coming in and then you're gonna be ready to reveal this new sense of self, which is really exciting, I feel.
Love that. It may be a little secretive at first, right?
Yeah, it could even be a connection maybe, or, because lovers can represent, people that we meet romantically. In the traditional tarot, it was the choice card. So and we have choices in love always. So,
sure.
Yeah.
I love it. Well,
So,
beautiful. Cancer, my water babies. All right, I know you probably don't like that, but what we've got for you is the Page of Pentacles and the Fool. This is great, guys. I feel like as we're heading into 2024, there is so much newness, which I feel like a lot of people are ready for. So we've got that similar message as it was for Aries, right? With the learning something new, starting something new, creating something new. Really picking up gardening, interestingly enough, for you guys, like working with herbs, working with flowers, developing a closer relationship with the earth in terms of what it is that you're bringing into reality. Maybe even like making your own foods at home, that sort of thing. That will suit you all homebodies very well. And then we've got the Fool with this, like, again, newness, that beautiful fresh start energy, almost like it's not naivety, it's necessary for us to have this oomph behind us, this wind under our wings to help us to start fresh sometimes. So if you've been feeling a little stagnant, know that time served its purpose. It was almost like finding one's footing, like getting grounded enough again to take the leap. It's like you gotta be firmly planted in order to like bounce up and have that fresh start. I love this card because there's almost like a beautiful netting of sacred geometry here that is there to almost indicate like you're always caught. So if you feel like you're going to fall, just know that you're going to be caught. You've created this sort of system around you of faith that can help to carry you through that. So tune into that a little bit.
Spirit's always got your back, no matter what.
100%.
Oh, I love that. Strong Aries energy with that too. And I think that, and we'll talk about it more later, but it segues really beautifully into the numerology for next year, which is an 8. So we've been in 7, we moved to 8. Yeah. And 8 is a really great number and year for trying new things and seeing the manifestations of that. So totally talk more about that, because there's so much other juicy stuff with the number 8.
Oh, I could just dive into it. I know.
Because the 7, which is the year we've been in, has been, who am I, where am I going, what does it all mean? So it can be kind of confusing, overwhelming at times, reinventing, shedding the old, coming into the new.
Right, and in that process of reinvention, it's not instant. That's the thing, like we want to be our new selves all of a sudden.
Like I want to know.
Yeah, it takes time.
And then when we don't see it happen fast enough, we're like, well, is it really happening? And it's like, yes, just give it time. Just let it happen.
Be many versions of yourself.
All right, so now we're on to Leo. You've got the Ace of Swords and the World. What are you doing, Leo? I feel like you have some newfound clarity here. Ace of Swords is strong Archangel Michael energy for me. It's cutting cords. It's, releasing people, places, things that no longer serve you, which, Ace of Swords is a new beginning, but because it's the sword energy, sometimes it's after a difficult period of time or after some strife. Definitely a lot of validation, I feel like, of self, of your needs, of what you want, and closing out a cycle with the World card here. Being a little bit more connected to, you have the same, so the world, I'm jumping all over the place because it's coming in hot, right? Because it's Leo.
It's hot.
Yeah. See if I can get this.
And that Cap energy with the world.
Yeah, there we go. So in the Fool card, you had that netting that you spoke about, and the Fool card is the first card of Major Arcana. The World is the last card. So this is that, like, you are safe, like, coming through whatever you've been through, you're ready for that fresh start, that new beginning, that leap of faith, because now you know, with Leo energy here, right? Like, you know that you're going to be all right, that it's a regenerative cycle.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes
I feel
sense.
like I'm like hopping on
No,
this.
it makes total sense because, like, on this card, it's kind of tough to see, but there's mathematical formulas, and
Yes.
there's also the infinity symbol.
And the spiral.
It's all this, like, clarity. You're knowing. You know it, and so trusting in that knowing is part of the self mastery. It's protection over your divine guidance.
And there's something to hear about trusting what you know,
Yes.
and giving that to the world.
Yes.
Not being, I mean, Leo isn't typically
Shy.
shy. However, sometimes, for whatever reason, there might be a tendency maybe in your past where you held certain things back because maybe you felt people weren't ready to hear it, or maybe you felt like you weren't ready to deliver it somehow. I just heard really strongly the time is now. So
Love that.
get it, Leo.
Get it. It's Virgo next.
Yes.
Yes, my Virgos. All right. Healers of the zodiac.
I always want to say wake me up before you Virgo go.
I love that. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay, actually, so we've got the Death and Rebirth card again, yet we've got it following the Seven of Swords, which is a placement that I actually enjoy. This almost feels like an end to the weirdness of possible self-sabotage energy, or kind of hypervigilance. So it could have been similar to Leo in, like, holding self back, fear of persecution, what are others going to say, maybe not being so trustworthy in terms of the circle that's around you. All fair. I feel like we've all experienced betrayal at certain points in our life. But with the Death and Transformation card, it's almost like we're taking those experiences and not letting them hold us back. It's almost like they're showing us, like, that happened, and look how strong I am afterwards. Brush it off and keep doing what it is that you're meant to do, which is evolve. And with this card, a lot of times I do get a similar message about getting out in nature.
Yeah.
For sure, because it may be like, sometimes this card feels like it just feels a little heavy. It feels a little like anxious, and so if it helps to get out in nature, to ground in that way, particularly with the ancient wisdom of trees, like,
especially like this card, like you were saying, because like you have the city in the background in this particular deck, so it's like society, like just being, you know, with that air energy where it's like a lot of talking, a lot of things going on. So like when you do get to be in nature, it's just you and nature, you and your natural self.
Yes. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because it feels, I keep hearing the words like social media cleanse, like taking the break. It doesn't have to be weeks on end. It can be for a night, like taking some time off, because that helps us to hear our own intuition much better, without the external influences, or even without maybe potentially feeling like consistently triggered by images or people that might be bringing up parts of ourselves that we're not ready to look at right now. So that's what I've got.
Beautiful. And Virgo's an earth sign, so nature is your element.
Yeah.
So that can definitely help ground a lot of that energy.
Reconnect. And I love the snow. You know, it's prana, it's mana, it's beautiful and healing and purifying. So as soon as we have that first snowfall, don't hesitate.
I can't wait for that.
I know, right?
I'm like, where is the snow?
It feels like fresh start in a different way, because it quiets everything.
All right, so now we're on to Libra, right?
I really hope we didn't miss anybody.
I don't think so. I think
we're good.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
If we do, well,
I'm sure y'all let us know.
I'm gonna take it, even though it's 4.
Chatty.
Virgo on the bottom.
4.
You wanna help me with this one? Because we've got, this is interesting, Libra. I just had a sensation of feeling lightheaded, so that may resonate for some of you. I also feel like it may be that as you get particular downloads and are learning different facets about yourself and how you relate to others, because Libra is very much a relational sign. Relational, that's a word.
I don't think so.
It's almost like as you gain clarity, there's maybe a sense of this like lightheadedness where you feel more connected than you ever have been. Or do you know that feeling that you get when you first kind of like get a channeled message,
Yes.
and then you're kind of like, whoa, where
It's almost
am
like a
I?
free fall for a second.
Yeah, that was the sensation I was getting. I feel like too, you're stepping into your power and really knowing your worth. Libra has a tendency to really put others first and to make sure that everybody's okay before they do what they need to do, or they take time for you, whatever, right? So this is also connected to work and the burdens that, it's like you're not carrying burdens anymore. You're not doing the work for other people, I feel. There's so much here for Libra.
For sure. Yeah, I'm gonna tune into these two because it feels like there's multiple messages. There may be a lot of healing in the void, which is like,
especially with that walking this, you're walking a fine line, I feel.
Yeah. I feel like there's like a lot coming up for Libra. I'm not sure why exactly astrologically, yet this combination.
Well,
yeah.
Astrologically, because it's one of the I don't know if it's cardinal or fixed signs that's escaping me right now, but the Pluto energy, the Pluto transit has been affecting that sign. What is it? It's Leo, Libra, Taurus, Capricorn. No, it's Cancer, Capricorn. It's the first ones.
Oh.
It's Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and I think Aries are being really affected the most by the Pluto transit. Anyway, carry on.
I mean, aren't we all?
We all are,
Yet
yes.
in a good transformational rebirth type of way. So Libra, I also feel like there's some kind of mental fortitude needed in this moment of time. It also feels a little bit like overstimulation energy and over-identification with solar plexus. Like, here's my roles, here's my identity in regards to or in relation to others. And so there's this call for like an inner strength to be awakened, almost like reminding you that you are the one that activates that kundalini within, that you are the one that activates that inner fire. And so seeking externally is not going to serve in quite the same manner as that going within into that quiet solitude.
Yeah, there's a lot of if you hold yours up too, there's with the Strength card and the Empress, there's a lot of standing in your power and in your truth, and this is no longer being a victim to certain circumstances or putting yourself in that position.
For sure.
And with the Ten of Wands and this beautiful kind of pathway in the back, you're learning some sort of lesson about how to stand in your truth and your power. And I mean, we could go on and on with this one. I think that it's really beautiful. I think that if you feel like you're not doing it, you're doing it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Because sometimes that Ten of Wands is like you made it down the mountain. So you've definitely learned something significant. Yes. All right. So I got Scorpio?
Yeah.
All right. The Scorpios, are y'all misunderstood? I don't know. I feel like Scorpios and Capricorns are, but let's tune in. Scorpio 2024.
I love Scorpio energy. I think it's because my Mars is in Scorpio.
That's a good one. You got 3 as well with a repeating card here. Ooh. Scorpio. So we've got Ace of Cups followed by the World and this Ten of Wands making another reappearance. It may, let's see.
Oh, so many messages.
I know. I mean, when I see Ace of Cups, it does feel like a vulnerability and allowing ourselves to share our heart space with others, with the world, with our businesses, with our partnerships, with our family. And so it could be that what's happening is there's a new direction being taken where we're stepping into the ability to do that after a time of having up some major walls, major armor around the heart space. And that is some self-mastery there. Give yourself a break because that can be exhausting. That can feel very overwhelming and draining. Yet it's such massive growth to continually put yourself out there, especially after going through experiences that most people go through that cause us to guard up a little bit. So I would say continue to share the vulnerable parts of yourself with the world. It'll be very unexpected, and can be very like give others permission to do so as well.
I love that because it's like you're no longer carrying the weight of holding how you feel back, and that it is okay to be safe and vulnerable with, and learning and discerning the right people.
For sure, that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Just gonna.
I'll jump into Sag while you take care of that. All right. So Sagittarius, let's see what's going on for you into 2024. Also a lot of messages for Sagittarius. Let's see here. Oh, we got the World again. Something's going to make you really, really happy in 2024, Sagittarius. I see a wish fulfillment. You're closing out a cycle at this time. We've already talked about the World quite a bit, so I'm just going to leave it at that for this one. You're bringing in some financial balance into your life, balance in a lot of different ways of understanding give and take with your relationships, making sure that things are balanced, that you're not being breadcrumbed. You may have walked away from a situation, person, place, job here, and you may be second guessing yourself, or there may be a cause for wondering if you should go back to something. And I do see this, like, do I stay, do I go, do I keep both things, do I move forward here? I'm actually really not worried about your decision making in the new year, because with the World card here and the Six of Pentacles, I feel like your newly established freedom and doing something that you love to do in the way that you love to do it, because Sagittarius is such a free-spirited sign. It's giving me like midheaven vibes, which is your career sector in your chart of like not working a 9 to 5, creating your own schedule, creating your own lifestyle so that you can really flourish and be who you are. The Eight of Cups could also represent you going on a quest here, a new journey. It's really going to, I think, I don't know, shake some things up for you. It looks exciting. I mean, Sagittarius loves a good adventure. You're going on an adventure.
You guys like that. These are mine.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So
I got Capricorns, my personal favorite.
My personal favorite too.
So
we're both Capricorns.
I mean, go figure. So what we have, and we're in Capricorn season right now.
So happy birthday.
That's right. Happy birthday, Cappies, and don't take everything so seriously from one to another. Have some fun.
Yeah, this is a year for fun.
Is it?
I think so.
I hope so. All right.
At least lightening.
Some
things
lightness. Let's see if some orange shows up in this reading. I'm excited. All right, Cappies. Yeah. Oh, come on.
You got gray. Stop working, Capricorn.
We got some goodies.
There's that blue.
All right. So with that feels a lot like. I'm gonna go in order.
That feels good.
So we're gonna read it in order as they came out. We've got the Ten of Wands. So yeah, it's been tough, right? The cycle for Capricorns has been interesting. As usual, we're here to learn a lot of lessons and to master them and to somehow pioneer, I feel, and sort of like smooth the way for others. So it's like kind of a I feel like Capricorns can be protective of others. So it's like, I'm gonna go through first.
Yeah.
Smooth the ground. It's been a rough go,
and
but we made it down the mountain. And like, honestly, ask for help is a big thing with Capricorns. Like, the oxen is literally helping to carry this weight, to carry this baggage. So it's all right to ask for help when it starts to feel like a lot. I've got the Two of Cups. I'll take it.
I like it.
Let's call in such beautiful unions to anchor in on this timeline for the highest and best good of all involved. Unions of all types, those type of sacred partnerships that help us to create beautiful businesses, beautiful families, beautiful lasting friendships, legacies of love. Let's build that together. And I think with this card too, the reminder is one of the best ways to connect with those higher vibrational energies is to first connect with your highest self and understand what that highest version of yourself would look like, act like, the choices they would be making as they move through their day, because so much of this is about like, if I make just small changes in my daily life, I can start to embody this higher version of myself, this more evolved version of myself. So for me, it's like, let me make these small changes, making sure that I'm also taking care of myself, that I'm showing up for others in a way that isn't draining, and just like practicing that self-awareness.
And that's really beautiful, all this water energy. It's like a lot of water and fire for an earth sign. And I feel like because of the water here, I mean, Capricorn is the sea goat, right?
Yeah.
So we're one of land and one of sea. And so going into the intuitive depths of how you feel, like feeling into your choices, not just trying to work your way through it or suffer your way through it.
Right.
It's like balancing that energy within so that you can bring in those beautiful blended partnerships that really help and anchor you and give you that support, so that you're not kind of left in this like limbo energy.
Fear, like the fear of like what choices to make can be paralyzing. Fear can be paralyzing. Yeah, like love and trust and faith is expansive. Getting mirror work. Like it's a beautiful thing for Capricorns. It helps us to tune into our feelings, to see those parts of ourselves that we may have judged as less than, and to somehow embrace them as they've served us.
And go with the flow, I feel like, too.
Always good.
Especially if you get in your head about things. Oh my god, I have so much.
We could keep going, but we won't, because we
It's
can't leave
Aquarius.
Aquarius out of the situation.
We've got 2 more signs left, and then we'll talk about the shifts. Do a little collective poll.
And Aquarius, I just want to remind you all that you are the stars of the zodiac, so allow yourself to shine in your beautiful ways.
I'm not taking those. I'll take these. Okay, Aquarius, it's feeling like you may be overthinking a choice or a move that you really want to make, and this could have to do with work, career, where you live, and a passion that you're interested in. There is a choice between 2 things, so take it as it resonates for you. I feel like this is more in your head than what it would be like to actually take action towards something. And sometimes in order to take action towards something, we have to let other things go. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to jump ship or completely negate one thing for the other. It may just mean getting out of your head needs to be let go of, so that you can actually feel more empowered to take the actions towards change, because the 2 of Wands is change for me. And you have like the world here, and you have this little like traveling energy with the van. So it could be like wanderlust, wanting to also kind of maybe feeling like you can't do the things that you want to do, and that's just really in the mindset. There's a lot of fear and anxiety, and looking at that, I feel like it's going to help you start to take that next step.
I feel that.
Yeah.
All of it. And I'm pretty sure Aquarius is a fixed sign, right?
Yes.
So that can be kind of tough when it's like, we have the plan. Let's stick with the plan, and this is the trajectory that was always going to be. And so allowing ourselves to tune into our mutable energy a bit more might assist.
Yeah. And I'm getting that energy. I forget who it was that I came up with. Like, was it Virgo, I feel? Where like not letting the opinions of what others are going to think or how they're going to feel by what you decide to do. Because in the end, it's your life. Like, you're here to have your life.
I love that. I love that.
All right. Bring us in with Pisces.
Closing it out with Pisces. All right. Beautiful, intuitive, transcendental, mutable Pisces. Creative. Let's see. That's right. I've got a message from you all. Interesting. Wow. God is so good in how we're shown cycles, right? And we're shown themes for a reason. And it can be really affirming and helpful as we move along our path. So Pisces, we've got this kind of heavier energy card of like a 5 of Pentacles. And as Jenny was saying, that's like, it's almost an illusion. It really is the illusion of lack. It's the illusion of not being supported or having a place to go, or family or friends or whatever it is that we're seeking or wanting so badly. That fear that it's not there. When we hold the key, it's right there within our hearts. It's right there all along. We're never truly alone. Allowing the light to guide us, to show us exactly where that next step is, to welcome in our beautiful soul family, to welcome in the support that we are calling into our lives. What it may require of us is this beautiful Fool card energy, yet again, brand new start. Yeah. Brand new start. So she's got one hand out and one hand holding on. And so in order to take that leap, there's got to be like a letting go. There has to be this release. There has to be this ultimate beautiful surrender. Moving from that need to control with the solar plexus to this need to trust, or this invitation to trust with the throat chakra of like, I'm trusting in source, I'm trusting in the universe, I'm trusting in my angels and spirit guides to show me, to guide me, to help me to take my next step on this path. And it might feel very foggy, it might feel like we don't even know exactly which step to take.
Big leap.
It's a big one.
Like 5 of Pentacles to the Fool, like that's a big shift. It's like letting go of the past too. I feel like you can't go back to the past, keeps coming through. And you have this beautiful like ring of circles here, just like you do on the bottom of the flower of life, the sacred geometry, but it's like here they're separate, here they're integrated. So it's like integrating the lessons that maybe there's regret or sadness or loss or, you know, feeling like that lack energy, and then suddenly realizing I'm not lacking at all. Like I can take that leap of faith. There is an angel with me. There is a way. There's always a way.
There's always a way. I'm so glad you said there's an angel with me, because when I see that 5, I think Metatron, Archangel Metatron. And so that may be an angel to look into, especially in regards to our ascension journey. What is it that we're here to learn and evolve, and just our uniqueness is so celebrated by Archangel Metatron. So.
And you have inside, outside, right? So like that water energy, it's important to connect to the water for Pisces, especially. Maybe too much time alone or at home could be making you feel a little bit more in that like energy.
Like that heavy, isolated, like the soul fam. Right. To that lightness, to embracing it. Yes. I love that. And amethyst may be a helpful crystal to work with at this time.
That's a really good one when you want to make changes too.
I love that.
All right, so you want to do collective together?
Collective together. We'll each pull one, unless a few more pop out.
Let's really keep it to one.
Let's keep it to one.
Ooh, I got one.
All right.
I'm gonna hold it.
Just keeping it secret. Oh, sorry.
She comes out blazing. All right, wow.
Collective energy. So with all this new, fresh start, what do we gotta clear out? Attachments. Dependencies. And I think so much of what we're told is a good thing can a lot of times actually be an attachment. So,
patterns, behaviors,
old beliefs
things that aren't serving us. It's time with this energy. And you have that beautiful coin there, right, that he's holding, and all that knowledge behind him with all those books. So there's wisdom gained by doing the work. And this big shift that we have, because it's Pluto and Capricorn moving into Aquarius, I think is largely part of that, and segueing into a year of karma, which is you do the work, you get the energy connected to doing it or not doing it. So it's like, it really is your choice, and you're not chained to being stuck in things that aren't serving you anymore.
Right. I'm glad you brought up karma, because I feel it's often misinterpreted too.
Yeah, because karma is a punishment. It's not good or bad.
It's a
Karma's
boomerang.
beautiful, actually, and we've come here to experience it. I mean, we could go into like a whole nother like segue just on karma, I feel.
For sure.
It releases us from those things that bind us, from the things that tempt us into what isn't serving us, what isn't bringing us the light, the love, the connection that we so seek, that keep us from ourselves, really.
Right. Yep.
From our truth.
from our truth.
That's more mirror work, like
100%. I feel like shadow work, mirror work, and like all of that's deeply personal, and it's sort of like we're given small opportunities. Like it's shadow work doesn't have to be this huge drawn out thing. It can be like, okay, at a situation I normally would have blown up at, let me just tune into myself and find a better way to respond here. Or maybe tune into myself and ask, why was I so irritated by this particular, and like doing that deep dive. So I am a fan of not judging others on their shadow work, because I feel like we all are doing it on our own, in our own time, and it is completely unavoidable because life happens. So
yeah, and we all make mistakes. We all have lessons that we came here to learn, and they're different for each of us. I mean, the devil can also represent our vices, our addictions, the things that we do that, you know, are habitual, whether that's, you know, overspending or drinking or binge watching, binge eating, like whatever it is. And it's not something that we need to be hard on ourselves for. It's how do I bring awareness to this and ground in and figure out, okay, what is it that makes me choose this as a coping mechanism? Because nothing is going to really change until you really kind of fine tune that work and see, okay, if it's my go-to, what is the trigger that causes me to go to it, so that I can work on that, so then the desire to go to that isn't there. In fact, it's the opposite. It's like, wow, I really don't want to go there because it doesn't feel good. And with the King of Pentacles energy, that's really grounding that in, I feel. This is Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. So really tuning into the body, I feel, with this one. Taurus rules all the senses. So really exploring somatic work could be helpful as you work through
emotions and clearing and releasing and all of that beautiful work that everyone's doing all the time, whether they're announcing it or not. So I think that's it for our collective reading in terms of 2024. Did you want to touch on the astrological?
Yeah, I think really the biggest thing with what we're experiencing is that, you know, Pluto's been in the sign of Capricorn for the last 15 years. So since 2008, affecting us collectively and individually. So if you think about everything you've been through, what's been transpiring through that time, both in our government and our global economy and our individual personal lives, you can kind of get a sense for just how that energy has felt for you and for us all together. Saturn rules Capricorn, which is all about discipline, how we work, the way that we do things, how we govern things. It's all about authority as well. And with the devil energy, it's also about our patterns, our behaviors, and how we treat ourselves and others. That energy is going to be moving into Aquarius in 2024, and like everything and anything, it's not going to be like immediate shift that we feel. However, we will feel it start to lighten up, because Aquarius is very much a innovative sign. It's a new way of doing things and doing things together and in unity. So it will start to, you know, change and evolve, but it is going to butt up against that Saturn energy. Well, so Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn and Uranus, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So you have this like tradition meets non-tradition, because we're really in unprecedented times and changing the way that we do things, how we do things. So the impact of it really is last 15 years, the last decade, especially the last 3, we're getting a new energy in. So there's going to be a sense of relief. There'll still be things that we have to contend with, especially with AI and all the new ways of how we're going to re-administer everything, administration and government and
big changes don't happen overnight or always exactly smoothly at first.
And Saturn's also connected to karma, if you want to talk a little bit about that, because that's kind of juicy, I feel.
I feel that's always juicy, because like sometimes on social media I'll read these descriptions of karma and I'm like, that's not it. We're not here to punish each other. We're not here to punish ourselves. and I don't feel that there's a governing body that's seeking to like keep checks and balances just to punish us. We are here to learn and evolve, in my opinion, and in my experiences, it is like the lessons going to keep coming in all different ways to help us to learn in deeper ways. So if we stop viewing it as a form of punishment, or why am I seeing this happen again, it's like to learn it deeper, to learn on a whole other level.
Heal a whole new level of something that
Yeah.
you've already healed.
Right.
Like you haven't not done it, you're just at the next level.
You're at this is how we level up, baby. That's karma season.
Yeah.
And it's like, so take the good when the good comes in and practice that gratitude, like, wow, that's such a blessing. I'm so grateful for that. Wish blessings on others. That's beautiful as well in terms of building beautiful karma and clearing other karma. It can be done on a daily basis, like I was saying. It's almost like your daily choices matter. How we treat other people and ourselves matter. What kind of words we're speaking into existence about the world, the state of the world, where we're going. Like, let's activate
What
that
we
highest
wanna
timeline.
see, and then being that too.
And being it, yeah. So it's like if I show up love and light, I'm actually holding beautiful space for others to experience love and light.
And inviting that in.
Inviting it in, calling it in.
And one more thing I feel like too with that energy is that 8 is a really powerful manifesting number. You see it in the cards over the Magician, over the Strength card. It really is a good year for manifesting the things that you want. It is a warning of, be careful what you wish for, because you're going to get it, because that's connected to the karma, right? So it's really honing in and knowing that you have a lot of power to, if you want to learn something new or you want to create something new, this is a really beautiful year to do it. And it's also a very good year to do it with others, because the more we connect, the more creativity that we have, the more things are possible when we come together. So it's definitely a time of like, you don't have to go it alone, and you are your own sovereign authority. So it's like you get to decide at the end of the day. Like, being an adult, we are responsible for our own choices. However, that's really beautiful. Like, we get to choose. So like, what do you want to choose in this new year?
How we react, how we respond, and who we co-create with. So I think with the age of Aquarius, let's get progressive. Let's find our soul tribe. Let's call them in, and let's co-create a beautiful heaven on earth.
And make magic.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a happy new year.
Happy New Year.
See you again soon.